I picked you to take over because I thought you were smart, because I thought I could fucking trust you.
I am smart and you can trust me.
Prove it. What the fuck is going on here?
Man, his boyfriend's a fucking snitch.
Shut the fuck up, Drew! Is Kane right about this boyfriend of yours?
So, this is my theory for Power Book Season 3. Well, Power Book 2 Season 3. On, like, basically, like, Lorenzo's case. And I wanted to talk about that because, we seen, like, in the last episode of episode 9 where Lorenzo was kind of pissed about Drew because he was like, oh, you would blow up my business for petty revenge. But he was like, I got to get after Little Guap after what he did. So he was just like, nah, get the drugs back, right? And he told him, like, something, like, a very interesting thing where he was like, I chose you to be, like, the second, like, my guy, like, for you to take over. And he was like, no, you can still trust me. Now, I wonder, is that still gonna happen? Like, will his effect, like, kind of, like, change and stuff? Because we know that Kane can't do it, because Kane fucks up a lot of things, right? We know he can't do it. And Drew, he is calm, right? But he can make some, like, I wouldn't say, like, incorrect choices. Like, he can make, like, some incorrect choices here and there and stuff. And I wouldn't say that he's going to basically say, oh, Diana's going to, like, take over and she could be, like, the queen pin. No. I think he's still going to probably, like, forgive Drew, right? But the one big task that he's going to probably have him do is to kill his boyfriend, Everett. And I don't see him doing that because he tried to do it before, but then Everett sent him, like, the text saying, oh, what you doing, this and that. And I guess that's his first real boyfriend, I guess. Like, I guess that's his first, and he doesn't want to kill him, but Lorenzo might be like, listen, this dude knows too much. Anything can happen, and it can blow back up on us. And what I think that could happen, if Drew can't take the hit, well, I shouldn't say the hit. If he can't take the kill, he might send Kane to do it, right? And here's this interesting thing I wanted to talk about, too. Like, is it possible that maybe Lorenzo might be like, he could use them both, where Drew, if there's certain decisions that Drew can't make, Kane can make, right? Like, Drew is the calm, cool, and collective one that can come up with strategies, but Kane is the one that executes the plan, right? And I'm thinking maybe he might, I need you both, instead of it being, it's just Drew, because Drew seems like, in season 1, we kind of seen Drew, he was in the game, but he kind of didn't want to be in the game. Like, he just wanted to be, like, an artist or something. Like, he didn't want to be a part of it, but it's the life in the game that brought him more into it. And we kind of seen, like, more of a darker side towards him after when he got shot. And then that's when we started to see more and more, and then we seen more of it in season 2. And I'm like, okay, what else are we going to see from Drew, right? And I was thinking, like, since Monet and Tariq kind of have, like, this thing, I was thinking, like, well, Lorenzo is basically old school, and at the time, like, he wanted that whole Tariq and course correct thing to die. Like, he wanted that shit dead. But I was thinking, like, is it possible that maybe he might start seeing things in Monet's light, because we don't know what, like, as I said, we don't know what's gonna happen on this last season. Right, we don't know who's gonna die. We don't know who's gonna go missing. Like, we don't know any of that, right? But what if in season 3, he starts to maybe see, like, okay, what is this Tariq kid about? Like, I don't know him. I don't know too much of what's going on. What's this kid about? And he starts to see more and more of him, because Monet put Tariq in charge because she wanted Tariq to see what her kids was doing, like, to spy on them and be like, okay, whatever stupid thing that they doing, or they trying to go behind my back, you let me know. And that's what Tariq did. And in a sense of things, you can kind of say that Tariq is the son she probably never had. Maybe. Like, he's probably like the son that she never had, because you look at it this way. She sheltered Diana, right? Didn't want her to go to school. Just wanted her to, learn the business and do the things that she do, right? Drew, Drew, I guess you can kind of say, yeah, Drew was kind of like in and out. And to me, he felt like he was like in and out, right? Kane was the main man, right? And then Zeke didn't want Zeke to not be a part of any of that, because since she already has 3 of her kids a part of like the drug life and stuff. So and then there's Tariq, where he can get stuff done. He can get stuff done clean, right? Without any issue and stuff. Because remember when Monet had Tariq in the car and she was like, "Oh, you lied to me. You didn't tell me the full story about certain things that happened. So I'm going to keep you from, getting your sister back." And that's when he just immediately said, "Oh, Kane was the one that switched the coke and stuff, and he put sugar in there, and Diana stole the money, and Drew's still messing with Everett." He told her all of that stuff, and that's when she was just like, "Fuck, I need him because he's that guy. Like he knows things and stuff. He can get access to information and stuff that our other kids can, and he's smart. He's a St. Patrick." So I wonder, like, will Lorenzo start to see more of that from Tariq, and maybe in season 3, if he doesn't die and if no fuck shit happens to him, like, he sees something in Tariq, like, okay, Tariq is that leader, but he doesn't want Tariq. That's what I'm thinking. Like, he doesn't want Tariq. Like, he wants it to be Drew. But what if he sees it in Tariq? Like, okay, Tariq can kind of handle his business and stuff, and we can make this money and this business deal together and stuff. Because, Tariq has a lawyer, right? And then he has Rashad Tate in his pocket. So Tariq kind of got some leverage. He kind of got juice in a sense. Now, Tate, he's a snake, right? We all know, like, he's not like Sachs, but he's a businessman, a councilman, a politician, where if you scratch his back, he's going to scratch your back, right? So I guess if there's anything that Tate might need from Tariq can do it, or he can get it. And then because we know, I feel like we might see more of him. But then again, since he's going to have his own show, Influence, we don't know. He could show up maybe for, I don't know. He may or may not show up and stuff. But, Tariq does have, like, powerful people in his pocket, right? And resources and connections and stuff. And I think Lorenzo might be interested in those connections and stuff because, like I said, he's old school. He do it on the streets and stuff. Have your soldiers and stuff. But when you think about it, he has no soldiers, right? GTG is gone. I know he does have family, his side of the family, right? But again, no soldiers, because if anything happens to Mecca, what soldiers, like, so it's gonna eventually, inevitably go back to Tariq, where they're gonna need Tariq to move the drugs. It's gonna go back to Tariq and stuff because, why would it not and stuff? But because I don't really see it in the reverse that Tariq is going to them and saying, well, no, because it's an exchange. So yeah, they're gonna need Tariq to move the drugs and stuff. But Lorenzo probably might be like, well, we don't need you. So I don't know. Like I was kind of like, throwing that idea out there and stuff because we know what Drew is about and we know what Kane is about, but we know Drew can't really, in a sense, okay, Drew and Tariq kind of have some similarities, because remember that time in season 1 where I forgot this woman's name, but she was the woman that Tasha, I think she was dealing drugs with Tasha, or it was some sort of money exchange deal that Tasha had when she had the daycare center, and I think Tariq showed up there and he was gonna shoot her because I think either she knew too much, she knew too much, and she was a witness of something, I forgot, and he was gonna shoot her, but then he came up with a second plan of I think he gave her money to leave. I think that's what he did. Somebody tell me in the comments, because I think he gave her money to leave and stuff, and then there was like another option on doing that. So it's like with Everett, like I said, I don't see him getting the Lauren treatment. I see him dying, and it might be through Kane or it might be through Lorenzo and stuff. And that's his first love and stuff. See, for Tariq, it's the same way. Because Lauren was innocent, just like Everett is innocent. So they don't want nothing bad to happen to the ones that they love and stuff. But the choice might be out of his hands, just like the choice was out of Tariq's hands. So, I I see that happening and stuff. But for the person who might kind of like take over, I think it probably, if Lorenzo doesn't see any like true valueness from Drew, then I don't think he's gonna go to Kane, because it's not gonna be Kane and Diana, but it could inevitably be Tariq. Who knows? But if anything happens in the future or next week, if he dies or some fuck shit happens, we just gotta see. But post your comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you all in the next one.